Hey everyone, welcome back to the QQQ vs QLD channel. It's the evening of August 1st, and I'm here with our monthly update to see how our challenge is shaping up. First, let's read a comment from one of our viewers. QLD is giving me good gains, and even if SOXL might give superior returns in the long term, I prefer to stick to something I can actually handle from a psychological perspective. My response was, excellent point. For most people, QQQ or VOO would be a good dollar cost averaging DCA option without causing psychological distress. If you're feeling a bit more ambitious, QLD is a better choice. However, it's important to note that SOXL, TQQQ, and other 3x leveraged ETFs are suitable only for investors who are willing to handle the additional psychological stress associated with their higher volatility. Since everyone has a different financial and investment situation, let's compare 5 investment options so that you can choose the right one for you. As usual, I asked Copilot AI to compare historical performance of bank savings versus VOO versus QQQ versus QLD versus TQQQ. Copilot AI responded with the following. 1. Bank savings accounts typically offer low returns, often around 0.01% to 0.10% annually. They are considered safe but may not keep pace with inflation. 2. VOO tracks the performance of the S&P 500 index. Over the past 10 years, it has yielded an annualized return of 13.07%. In 2021, VOO returned 28.60%, and in 2020, it had returns of 18.35%. 3. QQQ tracks the Nasdaq 100 index. Over the past 10 years, it has outperformed VOO with an annualized return of 18.19%. In 2021, QQQ returned 27.24%, and in 2020, it had a record year with returns of 48.60%. 4. QLD is a leveraged ETF that aims to provide twice the daily return of the Nasdaq 100 index. Over the past 10 years, it has yielded an annualized return of approximately 28.91%. 5. TQQQ is another leveraged ETF that seeks to provide 3 times the daily return of the Nasdaq 100 index. In the year-to-date period, TQQQ achieved a 29.32% return. Remember that leveraged ETFs like QLD and TQQQ can be more volatile and carry higher risk due to their leverage. Bank savings accounts are safe but offer minimal returns. Choose based on your risk tolerance and investment goals. Although not perfect, I think Copilot AI responded well. If I want to add more, there are many high-yield savings accounts paying more than 5%. Let's review some websites. NerdWallet's list of the best high-yield savings accounts features options with annual percentage yields, APYs, that are about 10 times higher than the national average rate of 0.45%. Many of the top rates on this list exceed 5% APY, which is especially rewarding given that inflation is currently below 4%. The recent Federal Reserve rate increases have contributed to higher APYs, making it a good time to consider opening a high-yield savings account. Here are 14 banks offering high APYs. Remember that these rates are current as of July 26, 2024. If you're looking to grow your savings, consider taking advantage of these high-yield options. At the same time, you should know that these high APYs will go down from 5% in 2024 to 3 to 4% in 2025. Look at this Investopedia article on Best High-Yield Savings Accounts for August 2024, up to 5.55%. This article shows 15 banks providing high-yield savings accounts. But look at this graph showing top savings account rate from January 2022 to July 2024. The top savings account rate was only 0.7% APY in 2022, much lower than current rate of 5.5% APY in 2024. So, expect that this rate will go down after September 2024 when the Federal Reserve will probably cut interest rates. Also, another way of comparing 4 stocks is psychological stress from high volatility. Let's compare 4 stocks here, VOO versus QQQ versus QLD versus TQQQ. In the recent mild stock market correction of July 2024, VOO lost about 5% from 519 to 494. In contrast, QQQ lost 10% from 503 to 454, which is twice that of VOO. Then, QLD lost 19% from 110 to 89, almost 4 times that of VOO. Finally, TQQQ lost 28% from 85 to 61, almost 6 times that of VOO. Are you able to handle the psychological stress of investing in leveraged ETFs? This is an important question we have to ask ourselves. At the same time, we have a good option, called dollar cost averaging, DCA, to smooth out our investment journey by reducing psychological stress. When the stock drops, this is a great opportunity to buy those expensive stocks at a cheap price. I encourage you to watch my favorite video, Cash vs QQQ vs QLD vs TQQQ. If you are busy, you should watch at least case number 1 and case number 9 among 9 cases in the video. This video will help you decide why you should invest every month. Again, whatever investment options you choose, I encourage you to save and invest every single month, even if it is a small amount, such as $50 or $100. I am not going to review why Nasdaq plummeted in July. For QQQ or VOO, I don't even need to know a lot about what is going on. I don't need to read newspapers to invest. I can just invest $500 every month for the next 30 plus years without psychological distress. Even if we have another stock market crash, QQQ or VOO will eventually overcome it in several years. This was discussed in this short video as follows. Even if the worst stock market crash like the 2001 dot-com bubble crash happens, QQQ will overcome it in 15 years. If you invested QQQ monthly, your monthly QQQ investment can overcome the 2001 dot-com bubble crash in just 5 years, rather than 15 years. So, if you can keep investing every month, you will be the winner eventually. Now, let's dive into the details of our August investments. We're sticking to our plan and continuing with our $500 monthly investments in both QQQ and QLD. Starting with QQQ, we've invested a total of $2,000 so far. The current total return is -2% and an approximate loss of $30. Our average cost per share is around $464. On July 17th, I bought 1.03 shares at $483 each. Now, moving on to QLD, we've also put in $2,000 here. The current total return is -4% and an approximate loss of $80. Our average cost per share for QLD is about $94. Following the same schedule, on July 17th, right after buying QQQ, I picked up 4.9 shares at $101 each. Since May 2024, we've been investing $500 monthly in each ETF. Our long-term goal is to put $180,000 into each over 30 plus years, potentially growing that $360,000 into several $1 million. As we keep rolling with the QQQ versus QLD challenge, remember, consistently invest $500 monthly in both QQQ and QLD for 30 plus years. No margin trading. We're keeping it safe by using only our own money. Just a quick reminder. This is all for fun and educational purposes. I'm not a financial advisor, so make sure your investment strategy fits your personal financial goals. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any updates. Thanks for being part of this adventure. Catch you next time.